Hello again. Welcome to another audio blog by Matthew Mackenzie, a fellow carer in the borough of Lewisham, working for SLAM. SLAM means South London and Maudsley. I try and contribute many of my audio blogs and photos to SLAM Twig Ops. Please check out many sections of the site for exciting updates or interests that can benefit service users, carers, and health professionals alike. We love social interaction, so please get your points of view, or like a SLAM Twig Ops Facebook page. Anyway, let's get on to a bit more about this audio blog. I went to the Impact Arts Fair, which took place at Block 336 over in Brixton, at Brixton Road, Lambeth. The event ran for 3 days, and I went on the 27th of July 2013. It was a hot day, not as hot as the previous other days, but hot enough to make me constantly look for something to drink occasionally. Fortunately, the fair was not far from the train station, so it only took me around about 7 minutes to walk there. Well, what is the Impact Fair all about? The Impact Art Fair is organised by Creative Future and showcases work by highly talented artists whose opportunities are limited by mental health issues, disability, chronic ill health, or social circumstance. The Impact Art Fair provides affordable stalls and specialist support to help artists participate and offers the public an array of distinctive, rich and unique artworks from 150 to 200 practitioners. Wow, that's a lot. So basically I was in store to view lots of art. As I arrived, the studio was a little dark and I was greeted warmly by the staff. I could not tell how big the fair would be, but boy was I in for a surprise. The art fair was huge. Who was presenting art that day? Well, I believe we were spoilt for choice. Up to 48 or more artists and companies displaying perhaps, which is a guess, perhaps around about 800 or more works of art. These artists from the following organizations were the Bethlehem Gallery, the Studio Upstairs, Creative Future, Slam Artists, Family Mosaic, Connection Crew, Cool Tan Arts, and many, many more. We also had individual artists displaying work. They were Kim Noble, Dolly Sen, Lawrence Morgan, Yvonne Foster, Christopher Scare, Esther Thomas, Paul Bellingham, and many more. I must note that the audio can do much, but it cannot display pictures, so if you are listening to the audio, hopefully we will soon have our video of pictures up soon. It might be Facebook, or perhaps even YouTube. However, I did take around about 280 photos of the event before my smartphone battery nearly overheated and drained out. I've put those pictures up on the SLAM Twig Ops Facebook page, so please visit that Facebook page and like it and view the pictures to your heart's content. As I said, even while I was taking the pictures, I really enjoyed the Impacts Art Fair. I cannot possibly go through all the works displayed at the Arts Fair. Besides, I think even if I did put a video up on YouTube, it's limited to 15 minutes unless you unlock certain attributes to increase the length. The first stall I visited was by Creative Future. Now they provide training, mentoring and the chance to publish or exhibit to talented people who lack opportunities due to mental health issues, disability, health or social circumstance, as I've mentioned before. The pictures I saw there seemed to have taken some time to produce, and I marvelled at their frame and presentation. The colours of each of the pictures drew me in. My favourite being one of a man's face. I don't know the actual title of the picture. I believe most paintings there were for sale, and I wondered if there was one that I could buy even. I guess it was something about the expression of this person's face. I took a glance around the room and noticed a box. They had a competition going on where you could vote for your favourite artwork and have a chance to win £100. Next I moved into a small section of the arts fair and noticed paintings much larger than the others. This stall was from an artist, Paul Bellingham. Straight away, an artwork of another face was staring at me, with bright colours and motionless eyes, making me pause to observe the painting in more detail. Some paintings of Paul I felt I could try and describe, while others had so much meaning I could only be there for hours trying to work out what they meant. Let's hear a bit more about Paul. Now, he works every day and is passionate about and committed to what he does. He is interested in the process of painting and of the paint itself. His subject matter is about people and the human condition. I looked down and quickly went through some more of Paul's artwork, which I guess was for sale. The next stall I visited was from an artist, Kate Sims. Although the frames were light in colour, with some pictures being smaller, some of the art seemed dark in colours. There seemed to be paintings of landscape, almost imagined, but so real that you can just feel as if you were witnessing the sky as the clouds moved across the land, and in some paintings moved across the sea. So, of the art displayed, an explosion of colours, as if the art was moving itself. Some paintings seemed to me like waves were crashing against the shore, and I could almost hear the sound of them hitting the rocks. A bit more about Kate Sims was shown off the wall. She is an eclectic and does not stick to one style, subject or creative medium. Kate works in the moment and works with oils, watercolour, mixed media and photography. She works with anything. This stops her from being bored. I like that one. Okay, I moved on to another stall displaying artworks by Claudia Benesai. Excuse me if I've said their name wrong, but still, I was in luck. The artist was sitting there by her works, and she quickly got up to talk to me and agreed to have her picture taken by her artworks. The first thing I noticed is she was dressed representing, I believe, the punk era. Nothing too overt. She had a lovely smile on her face, and she was waving a fan, perhaps to keep the heat at bay. She then spoke to me in a strong accent. I think it was Italian, I'm not sure. She talked about her art and mentioned that I was quite smart in order to work out what some of her pictures meant. Let's look into a bit more about Claudia. Claudia is from a wealthy background. Her art are her life. Her artworks have such an impact on her that sometimes she loses control. I could say this goes almost the same for myself. Claudia's persona is balanced only by the power of her arts. Let's look into some of her artworks. Unfortunately, I do not have the titles of all the artwork, but one that drew my attention was a painting called Cesar Panzis. Claudia pointed out that this painting was of a Jewish lady, and quickly my mind brought me back to Gustav Klimt poster that I have on my wall in my room. I think the poster is a portrait of Adele Bloch-Boller. Anyway, I turned to my left to see a rather large painting hanging off the wall. The painting heavily relied on the colour of red and white, quite flowery, and showed two people dressed in noble garments in the distance. Another artwork was called Curving Line. It almost looked futuristic, and I could not tell what it was. The picture was well done, and it looked like it was resembled some part of a machine merged into a face. Who knows? I then glanced and stared at another oil painting called Endurance. What could this mean? Was it survival? Continuing to struggle through the difficult times? I noticed a picture of a head of a man blowing something through his mouth which hit and splitted the sun. The landscape seemed to be of a desert with pyramids peering oddly in and out of view. I moved on to the next stall, and this was from Connection Crew. Now, Connection Crew generously donated their time and expertise into the lighting of the event. They had displays of the following artists, being L.K. Johnson, David Nari, and Gooch Lay, all artists contributing so much into the world of art. The first picture I noticed, which was a very large oil painting, was called Dynamic Interplay. This painting was selling for £2,500, and I could see why. The painting itself was very imaginative, displaying faces of three people looking into faces without any features. There seemed to be a representation of movement as the figures interplayed against one another. The use of colour and intricate detail was a marvel to look at. I saw another oil painting from the stall called Sloppy Kiss. Again, the face seemed to merge and be distorted from view, with its mouth highly present, almost wide open, being ready to kiss the viewer. Within the face of the man seemed to be hills erupting with something, but a closer inspection may point to two faces kissing, rather than the viewer about to be kissed. Were my senses playing with me? I guess the time on the audio within YouTube probably would be up by now, but hopefully there'll be an extended version of the audio over at TwigOps, on the TwigOps site. I took as many pictures as I could, and all the ones I took were placed in the Facebook album section on the TwigOps Facebook page. I thank Studio 336 for displaying such a vast array of art and leaving me with something so memorable to treasure for a very long time. Thank you for listening to an audio blog by Matthew Mackenzie.